And we are live. Hello everyone, this is the Void Executive and welcome to the stream. So, today we start yet another mask, and as expected, I'm feeling much better. I'm basically not sick anymore, so we are back on track. I decided to open this stream with a really small announcement, as I started making YouTube shorts as well, short form content, which is also available on TikTok at The Void Executive and on Instagram as well. So I made the first YouTube short over the year. I'm planning on making one per week for now, so the rest I dedicated towards editing the channel trailer whenever I can. And yeah, this one that I made, that I uploaded today, is about how to when you start drawing, it's very hard because your first drawings are going to look bad, very bad at the start, so it can be very demotivating. So in the shorts I explain a method which will help you see for improvements as you draw, without focusing with the work of others, but more like focusing on the work that you yourself have done, focusing on your own improvements instead of letting yourself down by comparing your skills as a early artist versus the skills of those who have mastered it after years of practice. So, project time. Last time we finished with some difficulty because of different reasons, both because of how sick I was and both because of the overall complexity of the mask. We managed to finish the ankle of the harvest, and now we are left with two already established masks in terms of design, and then an eighth which we need to design from scratch. That one will do it at the very end. First we need to make the ones that we have already designed. And I was thinking, okay, let me switch quickly to the view. So this is the ankle of the harvest. I'll do a quick rundown on the all of the available masks that we've managed to make thus far. The Steward of the Hoarfrost, the Lady of the Autumn Rot, the Niece of Blooming Fields, the Painter of Winds, and the Ankle of the Harvest. Today we are going to make, let me find it. We are going to make the Patriarch of the Sun, which is this one over here. It seems intricate, but in reality the design is very simple, very straightforward, because the elements, they are very simple to make. The faces doesn't have any particular features. The aura around it is very straightforward, with all of the tools for the symmetry that Photoshop allows you to use, and the rays behind they are pretty easy to make. So in theory this mask in particular won't be very hard to make. I want to also remind people that this is the very first design that we've ever done in my very first stream of the channel, so let's hope that this one will bring us some good luck. Then after this one, the remaining one will be the Reaper of the Equinox, which it's a bit more complex, but I think that will manage to pull it off as well. Before I do that, I want to first do a really quick cleanup for the document in general, like delete all of the different layers that we may not use anymore. I'll start with some already present. And how's everyone's day been? I hope it's been pretty well. Wait, let me quickly switch again. So, hope your day has been quite nice. For me, it's the usual start of a new week. Pretty simple, I would say. Yeah. I am really excited for this project, which is coming ever closer to completion. So far, the feedback has been really good. People have been appreciating the art that I've been making, and I especially cannot wait to check out the feedback once the mod fully releases. That can be also a good marker to see if it's good or not. Okay, I'm almost done over here. Some things are already taken into account, but we never know, right? So, also I made another change to the channel, and in particular to the music. Since when I make these shorts, I always post on the background usually a sped up version of one of the VODs. It's mostly me drawing, like a sped up version. And I noticed when I went to download one of the VODs, that some of them have been copyright flagged. Apparently the editing that I made for the background music isn't enough, so I am not monetized yet as a channel, but if I want to keep the money flowing, let's say once I am monetized, it's necessary that I solve the problem for the monetization, which means that I made a completely new playlist with a bunch of copyright-free songs that are fitting for the theme for this project, which is some sort of dark type of ambience. Oh, okay, I'm almost done here. Sorry for the interruptions. I'm trying my best to clean up some of the stuff because it can really get heavy, which is very noticeable once I save the document or I flip the entire canvas, since it would need to flip every single existing layer that's present. Okay, now let me see if the playlist, the new playlist works. So because of the high volume of music that is present. Some may not be necessarily as fitting as the others. The other music that I used was specifically selected from a specific channel, and that channel is perfect for the type of mood that I've used so far, but we need to come to compromises, especially when it comes to copyright. So if I have to choose between having some lesser relevant or less fitting music, but the pros is I don't get any copyright content ID detection, then I'd rather use that version. So, Patriarch of the Sun. Now, if I don't remember correctly, I have one of the templates saved from it. There we go, it's this one. So we use this one here, make a quick copy. Patriarch of the Sun. I think this sketching part will be pretty straightforward as well. So we have the base design, which as always will leave it like this. And then we have this one here. Which will be how it looks like when positioned in front of the face. So it will be something like this. Maybe I'll make it bigger. Let me see how it is in comparison with the others. Let's try something like this. Yeah, it needs to be bigger, something. Yeah, something like this. Then of course this one will be simply very first template. Oh, also I almost forgot. Let me bring out in another window the references, which we won't need to use them as much because we already have the established design. But it can still become useful on certain occasions. Okay, let's do this. I hope the audio is all good. I think we can start. No. Okay, we'll keep this one as a template. And then use this one to sketch over it. We'll make it the same size, more or less. The opacity. There we go. I always like to keep the underlying sketch very with very, very low opacity, like right now it's something like 5%. I may realize that some of the background music that you are hearing will I think, probably be made with AI, which is kinda but I think it's a good alternative if it means it's copyright free. Okay. Let's change it like this. Then I'll have, of course, I'll have to check in the VOD if the volumes are all okay, but there shouldn't be any issues. Okay, so we lower the opacity of this one as well. Again, this one is one of the most simple designs for now, because very few elements, shapes are pretty simple and straightforward. These ones look complicated, but they are really not. It's basically a matter of like adding a symmetry and scribble like this, and scribble like this. Like, you can create any sort of complex pattern with without any effort whatsoever. So I would say that we'll try to go usually when I made the sketches, I go with a very rough sketch, then a detailed sketch, and then with the colors. I think that in this case the shapes are so simple that we should already try to go with a very detailed sketch right away. And then put extra care into it. So we may take longer to make this sketch in particular, but it will only be one sketch. If that makes sense, of course. Okay. Here we have, let me lower this even more. And then do something like this. I want to avoid making the pose too similar to this one, so maybe I could think of making it more tilted to the side. So So maybe something like, oops, something like also I think this one needs to be bigger. Yeah, also I think we need to make a very faint outline for the bald head, and then around it we'll establish all of the different spiky decorations later. Yeah, so maybe something like this. Then here there will be the chin. I think this one needs just a little bit bigger maybe. Yeah, I think the size is there overall. What are you drawing? Hello! Welcome to the stream. So, I am making artwork for a mod for a game that's on Steam called Shadows of Forbidden Gods. The overall theme is that it's a strategy game in which you select one of the available dark gods. Each god has its different mechanics and play styles. And your objective is to bring the end of the world in this randomly generated fantasy setting. I am teaming up with some people over the game's Discord, and we are making this god together, which then will be published on the Steam Workshop once it's completed. To show you an example of how the gods are represented. So these are examples of gods that are already present in the game. Something like this. There are like 7 or 9 already playable gods in the base game, and they use different mechanics like darkness, madness, plague, each with their own unique play styles. And the cool thing about it is that this game has modding support with already really cool mods available, and you can create your own god if you know how to code and stuff like that. And in this project the other people are making the different mechanics, while I am the one in charge of making the artistic part for this mod. And the way it works is that it's a god that changes seasons, which will allow you to use different powers and mechanics Oh, that's a really cool. Maybe I'll check the game out. If you want, I can send you one link to the game itself, so you can check it out in the meantime. There you go. I'll post it here on the in the chat. So it's made by one person, this game. The UI can be a bit tricky and difficult to navigate, but it's one of those games that is really intricate, has very different variables in terms of mechanics. And the god we are making right now is it functions like this. So essentially it's thanks, but I won't be able to check it out. Yeah, no problem. I just gave you the link just in case. So the god we are making right now is a game that it's a god that changes seasons in order to have access to different powers. And the way it's represented is that it's a faceless god, and each time it changes season, a new mask is placed in front of the face. So far I've made these masks over here that each one represents a unique season. There are a total of 7 initial masks. I am making the 6th one right now, which is this one here. And then we need to make the 7th, and then there is an 8th one, which I need to establish a design. The way we made it with all of the others is that we first established the design of each mask with the sketches like this, like frontal view, and now I am redrawing them in the position on how they would look like when placed in front of the face. This mask in particular that I'm making is called the Patriarch of the Sun. It's basically a god of the sun that has become mad. And the design should hint at that, or at least give that idea. If you like strategy games, this game will be right up your alley. It's a very unique game, I would say, very peculiar. This mask in particular isn't particularly hard to make, I think. It's just a matter of being careful with all of the different shapes. Do you work on other games as well? No, not at the moment. Make no mistake, I'm not an official artist for the game. This is simply for a mod that me and others are making. I don't work on any games at the moment, but I have made some fan arts for other existing games. Even fan arts for this game as well. But nothing as complex as this one in particular. Right now we are only in the sketching phase. I've started pretty recently. But I am pretty confident that this one will be much easier to pull off compared to other ones that I've made. I like your voice, by the way, it's very calming. Thank you. You're not the first person to say it, but I'm really glad that's the vibes I'm giving. I myself cannot bring myself to listen to my own voice because I find it very weird, let's say. Actually, let me try something. Just to make sure. Okay. You're from Germany, right? Because you sound German. Oh no, I'm not. I'm not German. Even if it may sound German. I'm still in Europe, though. Okay. Maybe something like this. Okay, and maybe I'm gonna wash some dishes right now. Yeah, no problem. Still a long way to go. Okay, I think I need to change this part real quick. Let's see how this one looks like, because according to the sketch here, the area, yeah, it should be this, how do I say it, this pulled, this stretched. Doesn't have to be perfect. We've made plenty of design changes with other masks along the way. Okay, so here I think it can be something like this. So have this part hollow. Let me see if I can find some. Yeah, I do have some references. Let me see what we can find. I'm making a new level just in case. And then maybe do something like something along those lines, maybe. And make it pointed like this. And then over here, different incredible art. Thank you. Welcome to the stream, by the way. Welcome, welcome. Making art for a mod for a strategy game. It's a group project, and I am the one in charge of making the art. Now, here we made the very first sketch to establish the overall design, and now here I'm making it tilted in the right position. And we may also need to change some things depending on the necessity. For example, here I think I'll work a bit more on the decorations, but we'll see how these ones go. So for example, it could be something like here, and then here there is a something like this. Of course, these we can change later in case there's the need to. I want to avoid going too much into detail because it may make things too cluttered. That's something we can always fix and go into more detail once we go to the coloring phase. Here different decorations in glass, like back and ready to enjoy your video. Thank you. If you guys have any questions or any tips on the process, anything at all, just let me know. Same if there are some technical issues like missing audio or maybe too much audio or anything like that. If anything you need to know, just shoot me a message. Let's make those teeth. Something kinda reminds me of Attack on Titan in a way. the depth is not as obvious, but it will be once we'll make the different lights and shadows. Although I think I can try to... Yeah, maybe something like this. Yeah. It's a pretty good anime, yeah. I remember the quote-unquote shock when it went into a particular turn at a certain point in the seasons. Like, I really didn't expect it to go the way it did. Like, compared to the very first seasons, the later ones are completely different. Okay, I think that for the head we are already quite set, I would say. Maybe let me do a method that's really useful if you work on a project for a long time. Every once in a while, it's always good to flip your canvas horizontally, because it will refresh your eyes and let you notice some mistakes that you have overlooked earlier by staring so much at the same image. And for instance here, I think it's a bit too... like this. And then we can... I want to make it so the angles match more or less between one side to the other. Also, I am noticing how this part needs to be a bit more on this side. And then here, and this part. Yeah, let's say it's looking quite nice. Now, for this part over here, it will be pretty straightforward, I think. I think I'll be using the same sketch I've used in this one, simply modify it. Let me show you what I mean by that. Instead of having to redraw everything over here, I only need to open a new file, which is over here. Oops. Let me make it big enough. Patriarch of the Sun, it's the name of the mask we are making, which is this one. So I need to find the... yeah, this one. Yeah, I'll find this sketch over here and simply port it here. And then Let's see if this one works well. Because now it's simply a matter of redirecting it in the appropriate angle. Or maybe something similar to this. Although, oops. Maybe bigger? No. Now it may look a bit messy because this one would be behind the main face. So what I think we can do... Hi everyone, hello, welcome to the stream. Making the Patriarch of the Sun for the mask. And it's already proving itself to be really quick to make. Because the elements are very simple overall. Yeah, maybe something like this. Though I need to be a bit careful not to make the halo go outside, got out of bounds, let's say. Let me move it a little bit like this. This music is so intense. Yeah, I need to apologize, but because I noticed that in the other streams, like the way I made the music in the other streams, also let me know if the music is too loud or not, but in the other streams I selected music from a specific channel that had the perfect mood and stretched it like 3 times, so the audio that you always heard was some stretched songs 3 times as long. And the problem is that today I noticed that many of my my streams have been content I did, so they had copyright detected, and that will be a problem once the channel will get monetized. So now I basically found a bunch of playlists of dark ambience copyright free music and plaster them in the playlist. So now I'll have 100% copyright free music, but with the drawback of sometimes you don't get the perfect song for the moment. So yeah, it's a bit of a compromise that I am willing to take, to be honest. So I think that for this sketch is basically almost done. I won't do the sketch of what's behind here because it won't be as necessary. So let me see. yeah, the sketch of this one is, there's really not much to do. I think most of this stuff we can fix by doing the coloring section. If anything, we'll go back to the drawing board in case we notice that we needed to spend more time in the sketching phase. Before I do that, I think we can separate these sections. So instead of having one single sketch containing both the head and the halo, I'll make two separate folders, one containing the head and one containing the halo, so it will allow us to be more flexible with the editing. This one will be the head. Okay. Because now one thing we can do is we have this sketch of the head over here. And behind it, we can simply fill it with the generic gray. And then you can see how, wait, not yet. So if I do this, the halo will get covered behind. But let me do the smarter way of doing it.
Your touch is gone. Your voice is dead.
More or less.
But still you
Oh yeah, I think it was last stream I said I was watching Spirited Away for the first time. Yeah, it was last stream. I finished the movie, extremely loved the visuals, and it gave me a lot of inspiration, so I recommend everyone watch it if you haven't. Would you ever be interested in designing something for a game? Hopefully. But I think that for now it's best if I remain my objective is to become a full-time freelance artist, because that's what I am good at ultimately. So if I will ever get contacted by a game studio to make art for them, that would be great. Although I most likely won't be able to show it on stream because of NDAs and stuff like that. Okay, now we turn off the head temporarily so we can fill this part over here. Let's say that it really depends from the company that you end up with, because there are some, like in most AAA companies, the artist is a bit neglected as a figure. Like in there, it's more you're more of a cog in the machine, you know. So let's say I'll make an example. You get hired at Activision as an artist. Hooray! Now, what do they make you do? Okay, there's this game in which there are lots of lots of environments, and you need to make you are the artist dedicated to making props, let's say. And so the only thing you are going to make for that game is props, maybe for one specific environment. Let's say that in big industries it's more of assembly. Usually artists there are there only for the grunt work instead of having true artistic choices. Which is why I much rather work for an indie studio. Because in indie studios, artists have more freedom on that aspect. Take away, for example, the game Hollow Knight. It's made by 3 people, with one making the art, another making the music, and the third making the decoding stuff. That could be like best case scenario. I think that in this period is perfect for indie gaming in terms of artistic beauty. Most AAA games are pretty generic. They all go for realism without any stylistic choice. I'll still have to try out Hollow Knight. You really should. If you like Metroidvanias, it will be the best Metroidvania you've ever had. It's the best Metroidvania you can ask for, essentially. I would love to get an animating or freelancing job in the future, but I like creative freedom. Yeah, I think creative freedom is the most important thing. Otherwise, what's the point of being an artist if you don't have creative freedom? And the problem with big companies is that since there's so many people working on a project, you end up making a lot of drawing of boring stuff. And another thing is that usually in those big companies, has it ever occurred to you guys that maybe you buy an art book of a specific game that you like, you watch the concept art, and there are some really nice designs that are not in the final game. It's all cut content. That's another drawback of big industries, is that lots of genuine cool ideas can get scrapped for one reason or another. And you don't have to have a say in any of that, so you spend a lot of time working on something that will be cool in every aspect, but then it ultimately gets discarded, and that's a bit of a shame. Okay, so now what I'm doing here is I duplicated the sketch of the halo, put the copy behind the color, and moved it slightly to give it the illusion of depth. So that now when I bring out the color over here and I pass it here, actually let me do something. Yeah, something like that. And then we rasterize the layer. This is just a rough sketch. Then I'll show you guys the process that we'll make for this halo in particular. We'll be using photo bashing for the most part. Okay. I'd say it's already quite a nice progress. Now let me swap it back again. So, you watched Spirited Away. What's your opinion on the black character with the white face? Because that's my main problem with the movie. Because when I talked to everyone who watched Spirited Away, and I didn't, they always mentioned that character with the white mask as if it was like the main villain or something. But in the end, when I watched the movie, it ended up being simply one of the many creatures that come to the spa place. Which is disappointing, to say the least. Okay, now, what I think I'll be doing is I think I'll work on the Halo first, because I want to already use photo bashing to establish the different decorations. So basically all of these decorations are they were simply a placeholder. Now I will quickly switch to Pinterest, which is my main source for references and images to use in the process, so I can show you guys which photos I will gather and which we'll use to mix and match in order to achieve the same result over here, more or less. So let me quickly switch to Pinterest. If I find it. There we go. Okay. So this is Pinterest, the website I use to gather both references and images to utilize during photo bashing. So let's see what we can find for the halo that we need. Let's see. Yeah, something like this, but let's start with golden halo. Let's see what comes up with. Yeah. Maybe something like this. Are you into mythology? I mean, yeah, I kinda like mythology, but I'm not an expert on it. Let's say. Yeah, let's just say that. This one's made by AI. Eh. Let's see if we can find more examples. Oh, this one is really nice. I think we can. This one can come in handy. Although we may now I'm copying all of the images I may find useful, but it could be possible that some we may not be able to utilize because of the resolution, but we'll see how it goes. Okay, let's try this one. Let's see. I really like these sorts of decorations, like Baroque decorations. It's a shame we don't do any sort of any things like this anymore. Oh, this one is also really nice. Let's try with the halo crown. Although we need to be... this one is a video though. Let's try on Google Images. Yeah, no, Google Images doesn't give as many interesting results compared to Pinterest. What I really love about Pinterest is that when you select an image and there are similar images, it really nails the idea compared to Google Images. Oh, I think this one can be really useful. Yeah, maybe if I find some... Oh, it's not working. Let me see if it works like here. Nope. Oh, it's a shame. It's not working. There we go. Maybe if I search something like royal jewels, like the ones from the British royals or things like that. Let's try. Yeah, I think we are onto something. This one's made by AI, but it's very obvious. I think we are going a bit too much down. Okay, let's try from here, which I don't think I have already added. No. This one's quite interesting. See, it's too small for an image in terms of resolution. Oh, this one though. That can be very fitting since it's a mask we are using. Let's see if I can find the... Oh yeah, also maybe something like this. Sorry, I got to go, getting a little late. Keeping up the good work though, thank you. Thanks for coming to the stream. If you are ever interested, all of the VODs are saved on the YouTube channel. And if you want to know the schedule, you can either check on the main YouTube page, or most importantly on the Twitch channel. In the description section there is a countdown on when the next stream will start. Thank you for coming to the stream. Yeah, stuff like this that I really like. Have a good night. Some of these images are really good looking, but their resolution is way too small, which is not something we need. We need to find the images as high resolution as possible. We might use this one. I'll choose a couple more images and then we'll try to see what we can do with what we have obtained so far. I really want to try if there is a way to find the original link for this mask. Because this one may be really useful, but the resolution is not satisfying. Oh, maybe I can find... Let me see if I can find something among the images that I have already saved. Although I don't think so. Let me see. Maybe here, but I really doubt it. I tried to avoid... Oh yeah, perfect. Maybe this one can work. Although I think it may be a bit small in terms of... I don't know, we'll see. Let's see if there is order. I'll try to avoid, when you use photo bashing, always use photos of real objects. Don't use existing parts of existing artworks, because that kinda defeats the purpose. Because let's say if you take stuff from another piece of art, something like here or here, it's already something that's been processed by the artist, and so it doesn't become your idea per se. It may be useful for inspiration, but when using photo bashing, like if you want to do an environment and want to photo bash mountains, use photos of real mountains. Yeah, no, I don't think I can find other photos that might help. Now let me just find one more image and then we can go back to the program and try to craft our halo. Okay, something like... Nah, okay. Never mind. Let's try working with what we have. So, we have different images. Let me save them. So, and now we need to use these ones to craft this halo over here. I think that the best approach is to temporarily hide everything here, so we do just this one and this one. Actually, let me find the... Okay, this one is the original sketch. So we have this. This one is the original sketch. We don't need to do manually all of this. All we need to do is basically do a section like this and then copy and paste it. I think we can do something like this. So we choose one of the photos that we have available. I'll try to make them as big as possible, but not too much, because if I do it too much, it gets too blurred. But we'll see what we can work with. Okay, and then this one. So I think we can try to go with the base. Let's say... Let's try this one. Let's see if the program already detects the item and separate it from the rest of the background. It doesn't. Then we can try with... Oh wait, maybe it does? No, not really. Then we do simply this. Ta-da! Oh, there's this area I forgot to remove. we are going... Oh, there's this area as well. So, first thing I want to do is let's try to remove the crown in the middle. I don't think that this one is necessary. Maybe also let's try with the crown, so we don't make it obvious. So we could make it, maybe make something like this. Okay, we'll leave it like that for the moment. Now we see what else we can add to the collage. I think this one will work really well. Let's see if this one is detected well. Not really, once again. I think I'll need to do just this. Whee. And then oops. Just remove this one as much as we can. So one thing I want to do is flip it, and let me remove these spaces right here. We don't need to be extra precise, because most of it will be painted over anyway. Something. Yeah, something along those lines. Maybe if I do yeah, it's a bit of a stretch, but I think that for what we need to do, okay, and then we can try to do the changes that we need to make. It's already looking like something totally different. And that's essentially the most important thing about auto bashing, is that you grab some images and change them so much that they will not be recognizable, like you cannot trace back to the original image. So I think that already like this, it's a great result. It already kinda gives the idea, but I think we can add something over here to complete the overall shape. So we go back here and choose the next image. Maybe something here. Yeah. Let's see if it recognizes. Nope. This one is a bit of a pain to clean up, but no matter, I think we can still fix it. Hello, welcome to the stream. We are making a new mask. We only have 3 masks left. It's this one, then another one, and then a third one that we'll need to make the design of. Yeah, we are ever marching closer to the end result. Now let me change some things over here. Go back something maybe like this, and then here we okay, and then this part. Okay, let's see how this one looks like. Okay, so now we have more or less now I need to change some things here, which is this area. Oh wait, I think I... okay. So what we are doing right now is making the high detail version of the halo over here. And now we can try and make the final test, which is okay. Now, having this one in mind, actually, okay, let me use this. And try to make this one of the same size, more or less. Could be something like this, and we copy. Actually, let me first try something. Which is to clean things up over here. Okay, now I think we can more or less oh. There we go. Try to make it follow the pattern. Okay. Yeah, I think this one can work. And we do this size over here, which is basically perfect, I would say. For now I'm only making the different spikes coincide. Then I'll make all of the different changes to the body of the halo. Okay. Actually, you know what? I think it's smarter if I do it like this instead. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, it's 10. Okay, let me do something like this. Which I think will be best. So okay. And then I'll do something like this. So now I can place them as how they are supposed to be. Okay. Okay. Then we have 1, 2, 3, 4. We can get rid of these ones. We duplicate and flip. Okay. So this one is the halo, but not broken. Then of course we'll need to change something. So the idea I have is we make the halo, modify it like this, like make the colors already like this, and then we'll break it later when we'll make we'll place it like this. Or I can try to do it already. Let me see. So this one is the version that we have. Let's try and convert it as how we want. Okay. Actually, let me do something first before we go into this kind of a version. I want to, if I can find it, there we go. Oh Jesus, 1 second, we got a bot whistling the live. I think I'll need to change this one as well. There we go, sorry about that. Okay, tell you what, I will take a short break, get some water, stuff like that, and then we'll go right back into the drawing. I'm noticing that a bit of time has passed, so I will be right back. Later. Okay, I'm back. I had a little break. Hey, what's happening right now? I was doing something else, but earlier. But I'm back again. Welcome back. So far we only had one small issue with those bots that try to promote viewers and botting and stuff like that. Nothing too serious. So, let's resume. So what I want to do here is fill in the gaps over here, since it should be something continuous. So let's go back to the images over here. Sorry, here, and then find the appropriate image. Maybe something from a photo we haven't used yet. Maybe from this one, although we need to be a bit careful. Okay, something like this. Then we go here. We change it. Needs to be smaller and maybe wider. Doesn't have to be anything crazy, but as long as it fills in those gaps. Although I see it's still a bit too grainy, so I think we can use another try to find another image for it. Jesus, what intense music. Maybe we could try still from this one here. Yeah, I think we can. So we do something maybe like this. Remove here. Actually, yeah, no, that's right. Let's do this, and then yeah, something of this nature. Let me apply the mask and then hold on. Okay, yeah, something like this. And we duplicate and rotate. Duplicate. And rotate. And then more or less we have what we want. Now, as one last thing, we remove these ugly things, and there we go. Now, we can try and go back to the hail over here and try to modify this one. I need to zoom out a little bit. Okay, kinda. I think the most complicated part will be this one. And I think from here we can confidently do something like... This is a random question, but have you heard of Yu-Gi-Oh? Well, who hasn't heard of Yu-Gi-Oh? I think all of us have at least heard about it, but yes, I used to play Yu-Gi-Oh as well. It's been years since I played Yu-Gi-Oh. I played when the XYZ monsters were a new thing. Then it became too complicated, I think, for me. Became way too complicated with the other types of monsters. Are you a Yu-Gi-Oh player? Or used to be? Also have the cards, yeah. I mean, to me it became way too complicated after some time. So I basically stopped. It was fun while it lasted, I would say. I was doing like... when I finished playing, I was maybe in high school. Like late high school, I'd say. Being in high school tomorrow. Oh yeah, fair enough. It makes sense then. I know many also play Magic the Gathering, but that's one that I've never tried, to be honest. And they say it's much more complex. It does seem complicated, yeah. With the Yu-Gi-Oh, I never was like a very hardcore player. Like I knew some people who engineered their deck to the most optimal way, but I was simply one guy who was big monster, go and make a bunch of damage. I had like a darkness and light deck combo using dragons, but I wish I had some cards that would have worked better, but I never got the chance to obtain them. That's another problem with games like Yu-Gi-Oh! Is that there is so many cards that you either regularly buy the packs every time a new pack comes out, or you really struggle to find the cards that you need to have. Okay, so let's say that here we're getting into nice progress. Just adjust something here, maybe. Well, there's also an online game, Yu-Gi-Oh, by the way. Yeah, but now the rules are very complicated with those monsters that have like numbers to the side. I don't know their name, but the moment they started adding those, I just went, they're making stuff way too unnecessarily complicated for my tastes, at least. Okay, now let's see our broken halo. I think it looks quite nice. Let me do some. Okay, this one is halo full. This one you can get rid of. Piece. Okay. Now, we have all of the halo pieces. Now it's just a matter of making them work well with the rest, which is this one over here. Now it looks a bit ugly because the lighting is completely all over the place, but we'll fix that in a moment. Because now we have the overall shape and decorations done. So this one we can easily get rid of. But first, let me do something like this. This one. And then do the same thing that we did like over here for the to give the illusion of depth. Let me try doing something like something like this. Okay, we'll leave it like this for the moment, and now we go back to the head, which is this one, and we'll need to obtain this level of detail and more. Here, duplicate, we also need to take into consideration the direction of the light, but overall it will be something of this nature. The material we want to have is this sort of golden metal effect. Okay, now we're here. Can we make this? Here the inside of the mouth. Here a rough color for the gums. Then the color of the teeth. Make it very approximate for now. We can always fix it later. Then color for the lips. It's already looking quite nice because of how simple this design is, even though it looks complex. Now that more or less we have established how the lighting works here, I think we can already go here to the halo and do a very rough approximation on how the light would behave. So for instance, I think we can do something like this and then simply because the idea I had was that the face is what irradiates light, since this one is the patriarch of the sun after all. So it's a good idea to establish the lights and shadows here in the sketchy version, and then we'll try to replicate what's happening here over this version over here. Now let me flip the canvas real quick. Also, I think we can already start to establish what's behind here, which is another part we can photo bash. Let me see if I can find already some images to use as reference. One moment. Rays of Glory, I think they are called. Let's see. Yeah, let me switch to the to Pinterest so I can let you guys know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about these sort of things. I think we can simply find one of them and use them.
The moon is red,
Hmm.
the stars are dim. I hear your song.
Although I think these images are a bit too small.
Calls me close,
Yeah, definitely too small.
it pulls me near.
Hmm.
A lullaby for love and fear.
This one may be nice. Let me see how big is it.
Your fangs are sharp,
I wish it was bigger.
this is cold, yet still your arms are all I hold. The night is cruel, the night is kind. It leaves your shadow in my mind. Blood moon lullaby
Here are just normal god rays. That's not what I'm looking for.
of dark.
Something like this, yeah, something like
I'll close my eyes
something like this. But I need to find. Oh wait, maybe. Ah,
to sleep within your arms and stay.
yeah. Yeah. There we go. Perfect. Let's see. It's not as big, but I think we can make it work. This one goes behind
Dawn should
everything.
I'll still remain a dreamer lost inside your chain.
Yeah, something like this maybe. Although let me first something like this. Okay. And now there we go. And this one will need to be very, very dark. So we'll do trace layer. Apply simple filter. And then let me see if I can apply simply some multiply. Yeah. Yeah, something like that. Now I'll try to put some more effort in trying to understand how the light would behave over here. Yeah, because technically this face is in front, but let's say that the light comes from here, it should affect the edges right here, maybe with the bottom part being a bit darker, but the top. So with the bottom, because as it gets closer, it becomes darker maybe. Okay, let's try and apply this effect to the higher resolution version. First, let's merge everything here. Then what I think I'll do is apply some small changes to the edges over here so it doesn't look as smooth, to look more like it's something actually something that's actually broken. Something like this, try more or less to follow the different elements for each section. Okay. Now, we duplicate, and I think we can try to let's see. Maybe something like this. I'll try to leave it like this for the moment. Then okay, now it's applied the filter, so it's much better. There isn't as much visual clutter. And now let's try and replicate. Or at least try to. Oh, let me delete here. And then multiply over here. Try to be very gentle about it. Okay, let me try and do this again. Activate the filter gallery and try to remove unnecessary detail. Yeah, I think like this it's way better. Let's try again with the lighting and darkness. So, how long does these things take you to do, by the way? It really depends. This project, I started this project as since the very first stream, which was done on the 29th of last November. So far the only thing I've been doing in this channel is this project right here, and it really depends. For example, for sketches like this one, frontal view, you can check in all of the VODs that I've made. I managed to make one sketch like this per stream. I repeated the process until I had the 7 masks that we need to make. And now for making this more detailed version, it's taking for me more or less 3 streams on average. Usually with the stream in which I finish one, I start making the other, but it really depends. But even if it's basically little more than 1 month that I've been doing this, we are reaching a conclusion fairly soon, I think, because there really isn't much left to do. So let me tell you the end goal here. So now I am making the each individual mask that will be placed in front of the... Okay, let me rotate the image real quick. So I need to explain to you a few things in order to make it clear, let's say. So this is how the game looks like when you play, right? This is the world, the different tiles, different cities, and here this is the selection screen of the different gods. So what I need to make is make the art of the god when you are in the selection screen, like this. And then I also need to make the art of the god when it's placed right here in the top left corner. Now, if it was any regular god, it wouldn't be difficult at all, because what it's done in the vanilla gods is that they make the base art and then simply grab it, crop it, and place it in the corner over here. Pretty straightforward. In this case it's very different, because the main face, which is this one, will have this area change every time a player selects one specific season. So this one will have 7 or 8 masks in total. Each mask represents one different season that you select and have access to different abilities. And I need to make sure that in this corner right here, the right mask, there is one art for each mask for when it's selected. So what I've been doing is that I made the base body, which is this one, and then now I made the general design for each mask, which are these ones: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. I made these ones with a frontal view simply to establish the design of the mask itself. And now that I have the designs of each mask established, now in these last streams I'm redrawing them, how they would look like when positioned in front of this face. So it will be something like this, like this, like this, like this, and like this. So when it will be in game, it will look like something like this. So this is the corner that's over here, And when you select the mask, it will be something like this. So you select the season of the ice, and it will have this mask. Season of the rot, and it will have this mask. Season of the flowers, and it will have this mask, and so on and so on. I hope it's been explained pretty much. And now, with each version that I'm making right here, it's taking around 3 to 4 streams at maximum per mask. Then, once I've made all of the masks in this position, I will use them to create the final key art, which will be something like this, but imagine it with something that represents all of the masks that I've done so far. And that will be the main focus of the project, at least on my end, because once I finish the art for this mod, I will send it over. Did you explain that earlier in the stream to me? I explain that whenever I can in every stream, basically. But yeah, so once I've made all of the different art styles or the different assets, I will send them over to the people responsible for making the code and the different game mechanics, and then they will implement them in the game itself. So yeah, that's simply it. Let me change something real quick. Oh, never mind. It's going all of the way. Okay. So yeah, now it's only a matter of making this more detailed version for each mask. There is 7 that I need to make in total of the ones that I have made a sketch like this. And it's this one, then another one, then there will be an 8th one, but this one will take more time because I need to make it from scratch, because it's a new person that joined the project. Looking good, thank you. I'm glad you're liking it. This one is proving quite straightforward to make, to be honest. I mean, it's already at a really good it's at a really good spot, I would say. I think that I may be able, I don't want to jinx it, but maybe already, if we are very, very lucky in some aspects, we may already finish it next stream, but I don't want to to jinx it, so I will wait on. The biggest part is making all of these decorations with the halo. But we don't need to be too obsessed with the details, because keep in mind, most of this will be shrunk down anyway. So let's see. Before and after. Oh yeah, another thing I need to keep into consideration is this one. Yeah, we definitely need to balance things out a little bit. Yeah, I really need to get back to coding him. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to put pressure on people by asking that, but I hope the progress has been quite nice for yours as well. I wish I could help on that part too, but I am totally ignorant in the coding stuff. I think I got to the UAE and the supplicants. Yeah, also the supplicants, it will be something that I will do as well. For those who don't know, the supplicant is basically the first character you ever use at the start of the game, which is the main agent that you will use first when you try to corrupt different kingdoms and stuff. I will show it once I finish the main god, the main art for the god. I think I will do a stream playing the game and explaining to you guys how the game works, so you have a better understanding on how the god will be implemented. But essentially, the supplicant is one of the most important agents that you can use in the game, and the the main characteristic about it is that it has a different appearance depending on the god that you choose. And much like with the other masks here, we'll need to make art for the supplicant for every single mask chosen. But when I work on the supplicant, I think I will alternate between that one and a new project in order not to drag this project for too long. How has your day been, Wolfgang, by the way? Hope it was pretty well. Will we be doing Any other units by chance? I have no idea. As far as I know, other than the god itself, I'll make the supplicant, but I don't know if I need to make any other type of units. I will need to ask. Busy Walmart. Oh, okay, fair enough. Yeah, I can imagine how that can be very tiring. Okay, now we have more or less the lighting done, but yeah, my god does have a solar entity kinda based on the Ictonians, yeah. What do you think so far? Are you liking how the progress is going? I hope so. Now let me balance some colors. But I don't want to pressure you. Oh, no pressure at all. If you have any feedback on the god itself, let me know by any means, so I can correct what needs to be corrected. Your progress is great, mine not too much. It's okay. Everyone has their own time, and after all, we don't have any deadlines, so that perfectly fine by me, I think. Okay. Now let's go a little bit back on the head and improve it even further. Yeah, I think this one has been... Oh, wait, I'm just noticing that I made an oopsie. Yeah, this one so far, much like the Steward of the Hoarfrost, this one has been very straightforward to make. Like very, very fast, I would say. The last one, oof, was very challenging, but I really liked how it turned out. Really impressive with how much detail in the rays. Do you like it? I did some photo bashing, which really helped. So basically, I'll show you what I did. Let's remove the head, remove the rays behind it. So for the halo, what I did was, well, first I grabbed the halo sketch that I made very far back and placed it in position in line with the head. Then I used photo bashing, in which let me see if I can where is it? Okay, yeah, here. So I made, using different pieces of photos and changing them, I made one piece, which then led to the entire halo, and then I placed it, where is it? And broken in line with the sketch. And then I simplified a bit the edges using a filter, so it's not as cluttered. And then added now some rudimentary lights and shadows. This one will be changed, of course, over time. It will be something like that. These are the back rays. And then there is the head. Pretty straightforward. It's really satisfying when something goes very smoothly, because you can see the results right away. Whereas if you have some complications, there's always the doubt. Is it going to look good? I don't know what to do. And things like that. But right now, it's all smooth sailing, if you ask me. Although I do believe that I think these areas, or maybe this one, I don't know if I should make it part of a separate, yeah, maybe it's best. I'll make this one part of a separate layer. So that I can do simply, if I want to adjust the lighting over here, I can do this one without affecting the other. Yeah, the two things I was working on before the holidays were the units and trying to figure out how the damage reflection would work. Yeah, fair enough. Unfortunately, I really don't know what tips to give, because I'm bad at those sort of things. Since that was a big thing that I needed to figure out for the entity and the artifact. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you'll find a way to figure it all out. Okay. Now, let me go here. And then... supposedly should be fairly easy, but that's what I thought about a lot of stuff before I tried it. Yeah, that's a classic. Happens to me too. Sometimes I start a piece thinking I have it all figured out, and then reality hits like a truck, and then I'm like, oh, what do I do? Oh. Yeah, it's part of life. There's not much we can do about it, unfortunately. Other than try to solve the problems as we find them. I want to try... because one thing I'm noticing is this area here, which means it should be something like... something like this. Okay. Yeah. I think it's slowly but surely taking form. Spent about an hour trying to figure out how to code unique damage. I mean, I think either Duplis or I Like Good Food, they should be able to give you a big help since they are modders themselves. If you find yourself in struggling, don't hesitate to ask them for assistance. Especially since if they can give you advice that will save you hours of your time. Okay. Now let me make the nose on a separate level just in case. Yeah, let me fix it. Okay. Maybe something like... oops. Kinda. I think there's always room for improvement, but I think this is a good stopping point, I'd say. For a first stream, it already looks halfway finished. Next stream we'll continue this one, and I have a feeling that if I play the right cards, I may be able to finish it already in the next stream, but I don't want to jinx it, so I'll assume that it will take me the same amount of streams as any other mask done so far. So. I noticed that the screen was kinda messed up right there. I apologize. So, as always, a pretty productive stream. This one is turning out very well, I would say, although I think I'll need to make some minor adjustments, but the foundations are there. It's just a matter of adding more and more detail until it looks right. I think this mask implementation to the face of the main god will be pretty straightforward as well, due to the overall simplicity of its design. What else can I say? Oh yeah, for all of the future stream, expect more quote-unquote boring music in the background, but that's a compromise I have to accept in order not to violate the copyright. I will notice as soon as I close this stream, because on YouTube it allows you to check if there is copyrighted material. It shouldn't. All the playlists in which I've put the music it says copyright free. I hope they are saying the truth, but I plan on doing the same thing with different genres as we will tackle different projects in the future. I will need to also start looking at the description for the 8th mask, see if he added anything new that may help me gather some references. And yeah, from today we are back on full force after last week, in which I was wouldn't say half dead, but very sick still. Now I'm full of energy, excited for these new incoming masks, and really excited to see the final result, as I hope you guys are excited as well for it. Having said that, that will be all for this stream. All I can say is thank you for joining this and thinking, okay, there we go. Sorry for the fuck up. I will see you guys on Wednesday at the same hour. This has been the Void Executive, and thank you for coming to the stream. Have a good night, everyone.